Alright, you fuckers. We're back. I'm literally like recording this video in like the last fucking 10 minutes of the day. I literally had like no fucking time today. I saw all this. I saw you guys commenting, all the stuff that you guys were commenting. You know, and it's all coming out now, so don't worry. I am seeing what you guys are saying in the comments. But anyways, I don't have all that much time today. I'll record the rest of the videos tomorrow. So for now, let's just get into the most important stuff, I guess. Um, so yeah, let's just dig right into it, I guess.
Islamabad launched a military operation into India using missiles. New Delhi responded with reciprocal strikes against targets in Pakistan.
What I will say though is that I'm pretty interested to see how this all turns out. You know, between India and Terroristan. You know, Pakistan, Terroristan. Oh shit. Fuck. Let me just get this shit out of here. What was I gonna say? For the most part, you know, it's just kind of, you know, India, you know, bringing all the receipts, bringing all the facts, and then Pakistan just like, no, you, dude. No, you. No, you. Source, trust me, bro. Source, check it. Check Instagram. So it's like, I don't know, man. They're not very doing much of a job at defending themselves anyways. So it's like, and then on top of that, we are finding multiple terrorists there again, dude. It's like these guys just don't learn, man. They do not learn, bro.
More details are emerging about the latest flare-up. The Indian military is claiming that Pakistan lost 35 to 40 military personnel in fighting. This coming to us via Reuters.
Yeah, maybe I wonder why. Maybe it's because they're fucking defending terrorists.
The India-Pakistan war is getting out of hand, and the ceasefire is already over. China is paying.
This is so like misleading too. I don't know why they keep calling it like India versus Pakistan, dude. This is India versus terrorists, backed by Pakistan. Like the title should be called like India versus terrorists, with the aid of Pakistan, like that, like what?
Paying very close attention to how Pakistan is doing because this is first time ever.
Like it's like so disingenuous, dude. Like they're making it seem like fucking it was India versus Pakistan from the start, which was never true, dude. Like they attacked, you know, like terrorist compounds. They like specifically chose not to go near any of the fucking military compounds because they were just specifically just only going after the terrorists. So I don't know, having this like these headlines like India versus Pakistan, nah, I think that's misleading, dude. That shit should be like India versus the Terries with the help of Pakistan, you know. Or like, you know, India versus Pakistan's terrorists. Pakis Terries.
Chinese weapons in a modern war. Unfortunately, though, things are not working out well for Pakistan because yesterday we covered how Chinese air defenses failed to protect a Pakistani airbase, and today we have exact casualty figures for the Chinese military. Here's more details.
More details are emerging about the latest flare-up. The Indian military is claiming that Pakistan lost 35 to 40 military personnel in fighting. This coming to us via Reuters in the past few moments while you were watching that piece from Cordelia. The Indian military is claiming that Pakistan lost 35 to 40 military personnel in this latest round of fighting.
Clearly, China is very panicky about the way Chinese weapons are performing in this.
Dude, honestly, that's kind of rich that they're calling them like military personnel. You mean like fucking terrorist aiders or terrorist supporters? Like, are we just gonna ignore the fact that we literally caught the Pakistani military attending the funerals of these fucking terrorists? Like, it's like, what are we playing at here, dude? Like, what are we playing at here, dude?
CCP knows that it needs strong weapons if it ever wants to take over Taiwan. This is exactly why Chinese diplomats were in Pakistan as soon as the war started. The biggest thing about India-Pakistan's war that no one realizes is that India is being armed by American and French weapons, and Pakistan is being armed by Chinese weapons. Now, important thing to note that the tweet doesn't mention is India still has around 40% of their weapons.
Yeah, which fucking sucks for them because Chinese weapons suck ass, dude. Like, I would never want to own a Chinese AK, dude. Chinese weapons are garbaggio.
Coming from Russia because they used to be a very strong Russian ally and still probably are. It's a real-time test of how prepared the US and China are for their inevitable hot war in Taiwan. In fact, when the war started on May 7th, by 4 a.m., Chinese diplomats were in Islamabad at the foreign ministry, poring over
4 a.m.
results
is
from
crazy.
the first face-off between modern Chinese warplanes with missiles and radars untested in battle, and advanced Western hardware deployed by India. Now, as soon as Chinese diplomats realized that the Chinese weapons were failing in this war horrendously, they went into panic mode and started spreading misinformation to protect the Chinese defense industry. Here's details on this. China is involved in misinformation of Pakistan shooting down French Rafales with Chinese weapons, probably an attempt to sell more Chinese weapons to those willing to believe their crap. Now, 80% of Pakistan weapons
Bro, ain't
are
nobody
made by
believing that
China.
fucking
This is
goddamn
where
Counter-Strike
fellow
2
YouTuber
footage you
Ryan
set up.
Beth brought up a great point. We're seeing
Oh my
Chinese
god.
gray zone
Thanks for the
warfare
fucking
in
sub,
real
dude.
time. And China is practicing exactly how they will carry out Taiwanese invasion. You see, India
Oh, it should be
was
glitch
a terrorist
sometimes.
outpost inside Pakistan, and the Chinese weapons were failing horrendously. So this fake news came out, likely from Chinese sources, saying that Pakistan is taking down Indian jets using Chinese missiles. This is when the whole conversation shifted from India targeting terrorists to what jets did India lose? Did they lose the Russian jets or did they lose
Oh my god, that's just so annoying. I'm gonna
and
turn
this
that
was
down.
the exact goal of the CCP. They want people to talk about stuff that doesn't matter or that didn't happen, rather than talk about what's happening on the ground. You see, when the Taiwan invasion does happen, CCP will likely flood the internet with fake information, just pushing narrative that Taiwan is not under invasion or it was the US who was the aggressor. All the while, CCP tries to take over an independent, sovereign nation. Now, this is exactly why we need your help. You see, CCP has a $30 billion propaganda.
Dude, like,
budget.
these fuckers think that they're just gonna
We don't
take
have
over the
that
whole
budget,
world, and we're just gonna, like,
but we
let
have
them.
you guys. So if you guys can
Fuck
help us fight
China.
Chinese misinformation by hitting the like and subscribe button down below, it really does make a huge
Or rather, fuck the
You see,
CCP,
Chinese
dude.
bots try to suppress anything that exposes the truth about the CCP.
Oh, I
by
believe it.
disliking and downvoting those videos. And this is why we ask for your likes and subscribe. Because
I mean, if they're willing to harass their own citizens overseas just because they posted some shit on fucking Twitter that criticizes the CCP, I wouldn't put it, far past me, you know?
In 2024, because India and Pakistan have been at each other's throat for almost 70 years now. But in 2025, it started with a terrorist attack in Kashmir. Here's more details.
On April 22nd, 2025, 5 heavily armed terrorists carrying M4 carbines and AK-47s quietly crossed into
Which-
Indian territory in a
Which, I'll have you know, they probably fucking got from us. I'm just saying. You guys probably fucking got this shit from us.
Halqa, a well-known tourist spot in Kashmir. They stopped tourists one by one and forced them to prove they were Muslim by reciting a Quranic verse. If someone passed, they were let go. If not, they were ordered to pull down their pants to check if they were circumcised, a practice common among Muslims but not the Hindu community. Those who failed both tests, mostly Hindu men, were executed on the spot. Their wives, children, and friends were made to watch. And now they're left with a kind of trauma that never leaves. And that's exactly why India isn't holding back anymore.
Dude, I just want to say, you know how much of a fucking loser you have to be so concerned about, you know, what's in between somebody's pants that, you know, if it's not up to your standards, you kill them? Like, can you imagine being such a fucking freak that you have to pull down people's pants and make sure that their, you know, fucking cocks are sliced? And if they're not, you execute them in front of their family? What kind of fucking sick freak shit is that, dude?
They're retaliating with raw vengeance.
Well, roughly 2 weeks after this attack, on May 6th, India targeted 9 different locations inside Pakistan. India claimed that these
And,
were
and this is why I'll always whoa. Oh shit. This is why I will always say not all religions are created equally, dude. Cause these motherfuckers are still doing this shit, yo. Like, that shit is insane to me.
terrorist outposts linked to the group that carried out the attack in Kashmir, and they emphasized they didn't go after any Pakistani military bases. Indian statement said that they did this to avoid a full.
Dude, but that's the thing. They didn't just say that they did this. They showed proof. Like, they literally showed fucking satellite proof. They showed, like, picture evidence. They even proved that they were, like, terrorist locations by finding the corpses and dead bodies of the actual terrorists in these locations. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of a stretch to still call it, like, say it's alleged.
Scale war. They just wanted to go after people who carried out the attack in Kashmir. Well, Pakistani officials refuted these claims, saying India didn't target terrorist outposts, but rather civilian infrastructure. They shared pictures.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have fucking terrorists living with your civilians. How about that? You ever think about that? Is that something you've thought about? You know, has that crossed your mind? You know? You'd think that you would learn your lesson from harboring Osama bin Laden, but, you know, I guess being a terrorist supporter state, you know, what lesson is there to be learned?
Showing damaged mosques and other civilian buildings that were attacked during the Indian strikes. Well, this is where the Chinese social media, TikTok, came back to bite Pakistan in uniform.
cocktick.
Sky News
Yes.
did a forensic analysis of the area where the strikes happened. And they found social media posts from the area where the strike happened
man.
from terrorist groups like
Oh,
Al-Qaeda
God.
and LET. Here's the
Oh, man, what an absolute baboon. Wasn't the prime minister, like, fucking literally just saying, like, 2 days ago, oh, yes, check fucking Instagram, dude. Source, trust me. Check Instagram, you know, check social media. There's plenty of proof there. And it's literally just fucking, like, condemning them even more, so they just fucking proof against them. What a bunch of clowns, man.
report.
Men with guns, jihad hashtags, and support for terrorism, all posted on TikTok, all apparently filmed in an area around a mosque in Pakistan. Sky News has geolocated multiple videos online in support of terror groups that appear to have been posted in a location that was targeted by India. Here's what our data and forensics team...
Dude, your jihad is over, bro. Like, it's done. Like, you're literally fighting for nothing. Like, you're literally fighting for a whole nothing burger. Like, if you actually think that you're gonna take over the entire world or some shit, you're just wrong, dude. Like, we're never gonna let that happen, dude. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you can hate us all you want, but you have to learn how to just fucking, you know, accept that people are gonna be different. You know, some people just want to be left alone. And not everybody wants, you know, you guys ruling over them. So it's like, I don't know. You can continue trying to do these stupid little petty jihads and, you know, keep getting innocent people killed and keep getting your country bombed. Or you could just shut up and, like, you know, live a peaceful life, yo. You know, you could just do your own thing. Focus on yourself. Focus on your religion. You know, try to spread, like, fucking, you know, just acceptance and peace, dude. Like, you don't even have to like these people, dude. Just like, at the end of the day, it's just kind of comes down to, like, fuck off, dude. Like, let them do their own thing and you focus on your own thing, man. Like them being alive isn't gonna stop you from worshiping your God in whatever way, man. Like the minute you start feeling, like the minute your religion starts telling you that you gotta kill other people simply just cause they, you know, your religion is telling you that, you know, they're against you, without even giving you a reason why they're against you. Maybe you should be, you know, looking into another religion, dude. Maybe you should be questioning your jihad, dude. I don't know, man.
has been able to confirm. This is Murad K in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So you can fucking hate me for it, but I don't know. That's just the way I see it.
Home to the Markaz Tayyiba Mosque.
Like, and at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. I obviously know every religion has done some crazy shit. Like the Christians are definitely, you know, they've done some crazy shit. So have the Jews. But in today's day and age, dude, these people are like the only ones doing, like, you know, jihads and shit for religion. Like, they're the only ones fucking religiously persecuting people. And the Chinese too, with the fucking Uyghurs and shit. It's like that. I don't understand. And like China and fucking Russia too, with fucking Ukraine. It's like, I don't know why these idiots just can't get along, man. You know, it's just like, fuck off, dude.
India struck this location on Wednesday the 7th of May, targeting what it called terrorist infrastructure. Pakistan denies there are terror camps in the area and called the strikes...
Dude, I fucking hate when, like, bro, you're a government. Like, why are you acting like this? What do you mean denying? Like, you're literally just, no, dude, you. No, you. No, that didn't happen. No, you. And then, like, there's, like, actual, like, ray-traced 4K evidence. Like, literal, actual Carfax. Like, what are you denying, bro? You're just actually making yourself look like an idiot.
...of war. But before those strikes...
Fucking actually, like,
videos
crazy
were
to me.
posted from the area by people supporting terror groups. Multiple videos were posted by men using the hashtag 313, a reference to a militant group reportedly linked to Al-Qaeda. Some of the videos feature men with guns, and appear to be near the mosque. One poster captioned this video of children doing martial arts training in the mosque: "We are little soldiers and we fight the non-believers." We asked an expert about the 313 brigade.
Like, what do you mean non-believers, dude? What do you mean you fight the non-believers? Like, you see, this is exactly what I mean, dude. Like, if your religion is making you think like this, maybe it's time that you look at another religion, bro. Like, I think your religion is starting to fail you. If your religion is the reason why you keep getting bombed every other month, maybe you should look at another religion, boss. Like, I don't know, dude. You're indoctrinating kids at such a young age to, like, hate people blindly for no reason. Like, what the fuck do you mean non-believer? Like, what are you talking about, non-believer? Like, there's literally people that believe in the same shit as you, and you still hate them. Like, you still kill them. Like, you literally kill your own people. Like, it's like, I don't know. Make it make sense, man. Like, what the fuck is a non-believer? Like, would you just kill everybody that disagrees with you? Literally, it's just, I disagree with you, so I'll kill you. Like, no wonder Hassan be fucking saying some stupid shit all the time.
And the significance of these videos.
So what we believe that they are trying to invoke 313 label as a badge for jihadist identity and
And that's another thing too. I'm surprised Hassan hasn't fucking mentioned anything about Al Qaeda.
aspirations. In simpler terms, they are using 313 as a kind of a status symbol. At least from what we have seen, these are typically young men posing with symbolic visuals like rifles and with nasheeds in the background or flags and religious chantings. Religious terms, 313 refers to the
Just
313
like,
soldiers
radicals
who
and
fought
shit.
alongside Muhammad Prophet during the Battle of Badr in 624 AD.
Sky News confirmed the video locations using satellite imagery in and around the mosque. These images from Naxar show us before and after India's strike on the complex. Videos posted on social media show the aftermath of the strike. Sky News contacted the Pakistan Ministry of Defense for comment and shared the videos we found. They told us, "This appears to be a random video with background music added later, consistent with how TikTok trends often function. And this is to be considered credible evidence. We can..."
Do you see how clownish these guys sound? How are you gonna tell us to check social media for evidence and proof, and then when we go and check social media for evidence and proof, you say that it's fucking basically fabricated? Oh my god, dude. These guys are like actually making me nauseous, dude. Like,
produced millions of similar clips ourselves.
like, dude, make up your fucking
They also
mind.
said that any suggestion the mosque was used as a base by terrorists was a completely false social media.
Yeah, what did I say? What the fuck did I
See, when
say?
it comes to terrorist groups in Pakistan, Pakistani officials don't want to look at social media evidence. But when it comes to Pakistan taking down
He's saying that, and then the prime minister is literally telling you to check fucking social media for proof. Like, it's like, dude, these guys are such bad liars. They can't even coordinate with themselves what they're gonna lie about or how they're gonna lie. It's just like embarrassing.
Indian jets, the same officials say look at social media for evidence because Pakistan cannot produce any evidence. Now we'll get to that in just a second, but first let's talk about these groups that are inside Pakistan. Here we have more details. Who are the terrorist groups India is bombing inside Pakistan? This past week, India dropped bombs on 9 sites in Pakistan. The reason, 2 groups, Lashkar-e-Taiba, which is, we'll just call it LET, and Jaish-e-Mohammed, names that sound like action movie villains and unfortunately live up to it. Let's start with LET.
Okay, so now I've been enlightened, and now I know who the terrorist groups, Lashkar-e and Jaish-e-Mohammed. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key kind of thought this whole time that it was the Houthis and Hamas, but I guess I was wrong. Well, not I guess I was wrong, I am wrong. Oh, I apologize. People make mistakes, but yeah. Damn. So these are the culprits right here. You can blame these fuckers right here. Lashkar-e-Taiba, and Jaish-e-Mohammed. Josh Electronic Muhammad.
Born in late 1980s, out of the chaos of the Afghan war, it shifted gears to focus on India and Kashmir. They were responsible for 2008 Mumbai attacks. 10 men with guns, boats, and zero conscience killed 166 people. It was international terrorism as spectacle.
Oh yeah, so basically, long story short, in layman's terms, these fucking guys had it coming. These guys had this carpet bombing, you know, no, not carpet bombing, but they had like these fucking you know, fucking Soap, got the predator drone. They had the you know, predator drone. Soap, get the predator drone. They had the predator drone coming for a very long time. You know, it's been due, past due. This is a biblical smackdown from God that, you know, was long awaited. A biblical beatdown, if you will.
The group's founder, Hafiz Saeed, is technically banned in China, but still somehow always ends up detained just long enough to catch a nap. Now let's pause right there, and I want to explain what he means by this. The group's founder is a wanted
Oh my
terrorist.
god. And you could tell and this picture basically sums up why they'll never win anything, dude. They can't even fucking practice gun safety. Why are you holding a pistol up in the air and keeping your finger on the trigger? Like, do you expect to just shoot a bullet and have it come down and fucking kill somebody, you idiot? Look at this guy too. Well, I mean, at least this guy, you could kind of tell he's doing like the safety thing, you know, where like you know, let's pretend that this is like the pistol and the trigger. He's doing that thing where, you know, where you keep your hand, you know, like you know, instead of, you know, keeping it in the trigger, he has it like this, like on the side. That's like technically gun safety. Like, oh, this fucker too. He's got his finger on the trigger. Like, what is with these idiots, dude?
Even here in the United States, we
So I'm like not shocked that they never win anything because they're fucking idiots. They don't even know how to practice gun safety.
$10 million bounty on his head, but he lives freely in Pakistan operating his terrorist group, and he has police
No, that's not Pakistan anymore. That's just Jihadistan.
protection inside Pakistan. And in this next clip, we have a Pakistani foreign minister getting confronted about this exact fact. Why does an internationally wanted terrorist have police protection inside Pakistan? Let's watch this clip.
Why is Hafiz Mohammed Saeed, founder of Lashkar-e-Taiba, a banned group, banned in Pakistan and internationally, leader of the now rebranded Jamaat al-Dawa, he has a $10 million bounty on his head, he's on the UN and the US terrorist watch list, and yet lives pretty normal, free, middle-class life in the city of Lahore. He holds public meetings, he goes on TV. How does that work?
As far as the LET is concerned, believe me, we had zero love lost for them. And Hafiz Saeed, I don't think
With
has
respect,
anything.
what I believe is irrelevant. This man is wandering around a free man, saying some outrageous things, doing press conferences, got police protection. Why?
I think he's been tried. I don't think the
But he's a free
courts
man
have-
right now in Lahore.
Clearly, the courts let him go.
Why?
The judiciary in Pakistan is.
Is this bitch fucking? Is she like Pakistani or something? Because she just like keeps avoiding every question. Like what the fuck? Like she literally keeps avoiding the question by answering with an answer for not that question. Like she literally keeps fucking like my man literally said, "Is the sky blue?" And this bitch said, "Yeah, well, I like the color of you know, I like to taste the way that steaks taste, and garlic knots are pretty good." And you know, the gym had a 15% discount today. Like, what are you even going on about, dude? I'm asking you if the sky is blue, and you're going about all this other nonsense. Like, we're not asking you if the courts let him go. We're asking you, why is he a free man? Why are you guys allowing this to just go on? Like, what is all this nothing burger
And
shit?
our system is very similar to that of India. So please, if you are
Yeah, but like it's like kind of like not though, because in India they don't just have fucking terrorists chilling and hanging out, and fucking they also don't just have like these people just parading in the streets, you know, fucking doing interviews, hosting public meetings. It's like what do you mean? What do you what are you talking about, bro? What do you what? Like I don't know what you're talking about, and neither do you.
Plenty of anti-terror laws that allow you to round up hundreds of people all the time. Amnesty says there are several hundred people detained without charge in Pakistan. Many people would say you detain lots of people you don't like,
I'm
but
just
this
going
guy
to
you
say-
don't detain, and they'll draw their own conclusions
Listen,
from that.
I'm just going to say that Hafiz Saeed is not somebody I'm willing to protect in any way on this show or elsewhere.
But
so
when you were in
I really
government,
won't.
you did not lock him up.
I did absolutely try my absolute level best to make sure.
Oh yeah, your absolute level best, yeah. But I guess your best isn't enough then.
That he was not somebody that the state of Pakistan associated with any which way.
Yeah, right. Sure, buddy. Sure, guy. Whatever you say, dude. I don't even think your own family believes that one.
I think it's
you
a
weren't the
result of
foreign
many of
minister
their
in 2008 when the Mumbai attacks happened.
I was not.
Pakistan has been accused of sponsoring those attacks. You were foreign minister in 2011 when American citizen David Headley.
I was literally just, damn it, dude. He beat me by a second. I was literally just about to say that fucking Pakistan definitely funded that shit in some way. I definitely had some ties or affiliation to that shit. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I mean, these is, like I said, fucking, they literally just had Osama bin Laden just chilling there. And then instead of helping the United States hunt this fucker down, they just, fucking knuckles deep up there, picking their noses.
Militant group Lashkar-e-Taiba in carrying out those attacks, which killed 160 people. He testified that Lashkar, quote, operated under the umbrella of the ISI and coordinated with each other. The ISI provided assistance to Lashkar, financial, military, moral. When you heard him say that, did you kickstart an investigation into the ISI to see if those claims were true?
I think we were briefed as to the credibility of this
Oh my
claim.
god. What do you mean you think, dude? Like, already the way that this woman is talking is, like, actually, like, pissing me off. What the fuck do you mean do you think? You were the prime minister. You should know, dude. This is, like, literally, like, a yes or no question, bro. It's literally, like, on some Yoda shit from Star Wars. There is no try. It's do or do not. Like, what do you mean, dude? You saying you think is, like, fucking, like, being like, I don't know. It could have been like this. Like, what?
Then he was considered to be a double, triple type of an agent.
Wow, what's up with these fucking people in charge being all half-assed every single time, dude? And then they're confused why, like, nobody believes them. It's because, like, you guys just come here all half-assed, like half-cocked.
They told you
The
we're
briefing
fine,
is what we asked for, yeah.
and they just said we didn't do it, and you said
As
that's
I
fine.
said, I think we directed a change of policy, which is showing its
But you
results.
didn't hold
you're not
anyone to
accepting.
account over the
You're not
Mumbai
accepting
attacks.
that argument.
I'm asking, did you hold anyone to account over the
I'm
Mumbai
saying
attacks?
And it's not just LET.
Dude, what is with these people, dude? Is this where Hassan gets this fucking bullshit from? Where he just, like, can never answer a fucking goddamn question and always avoids it by saying other fucking random shit that has nothing to do with what he just asked?
They have other groups too. Here's another one. Jaish-e-Mohammed, founded in 2000 by Masood Zahar, a man so dangerous that India had to trade 150 airline hostages to get rid of him. He returned to Pakistan and founded a new group. Immediately got back to doing what he does, mass casualty attacks. Parliament bombing in 2001, suicide bombing in 2019 that killed 40 Indian soldiers. These groups are officially banned in Pakistan, but let's just say enforcement is flexible. Luxor's headquarters is still standing. Azhar's compound still occupied until last week, when an Indian airstrike reportedly killed 13 people there, including 10 of his relatives.
There you go.
Last month, 26 civilians in Kashmir were gunned down in a picnic area. A little-known group claimed credit, but India says it's just a new name for the same old actors. When your rebrand is that obvious, even Twitter would suspend you. So why do these groups keep surviving? Because for decades, parts of Pakistan's military allegedly saw them as useful.
I mean, because Pakistan doesn't hold anybody accountable. They just allow this shit to happen. It's kind of like how New York is right now, you know? How nobody gets punished for robberies and robbing, stealing shit under a certain amount, so that just entices more people to commit more crimes. If there's no punishment, you don't hold anybody accountable, then nobody's going to be, scared to do it. Nobody's going to be scared to do things that they shouldn't be doing because there's no consequences.
Like disposable pawns in a long chess game with India. Now they are too entrenched to fully dismantle and too dangerous to ignore. Which brings us back to bombs. India's message was clear. Call them what you want, hide them where you want, but if they keep killing civilians, expect another visit from the Indian Air Force. This is where it's just laughable.
Yeah, I don't
how
think
Pakistan is
India should back down either.
Publicly, they're saying
Fuck them. If they don't want to help, then they should get the fuck out of the way.
then they do stuff like this. You see, after the Indian airstrikes, there was a funeral for everyone that died. This funeral was
There you go,
televised
see?
in Pakistan and globally. And guess who was in attendance?
I mean, not that I
Another wanted
was even
global
concerned
terrorist
about him
on
showing
top
this
of
shit,
this.
because we
He
already
wasn't
covered
just
this in the last
attending,
video anyways.
He was leading the funeral prayers. Breaking
Of course he
news.
was.
Hafiz Abdul Rauf, a U.S. designated global terrorist and a LTE commander, leads funeral prayers for those killed in India's strikes. You may think that with the whole world paying attention to Pakistan, the army may ask the terrorist it has long nurtured to lie low for a bit. You may think that it would at least...
Yeah, I don't know if Pakistan, like, forgets that the internet, like, exists at some points. when they be doing and saying shit, like they just like, you know, they be saying shit with like the expectation that the internet is not a thing, and like what they're saying and doing isn't gonna be recorded and shown to the whole world. So it's like, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like these people just actually look like clowns now. Literally telling us the other day, the Prime Minister, that there's no terrorists and that they don't know what we're talking about, and fuck, these are all false claims. Now look at you. Now look at you. You just look like an absolute fool, dude. This is like the same situation as like a toddler sneaking into the cookie jar, stuffing his face with cookies. All the cookies are gone, crumbs everywhere. You know, just cookie crumbs everywhere. He's got cookie crumbs all over the fucking shirt. You know, you got chocolate everywhere. Mom's like, who the fuck ate the cookies? You're like, I don't know. It wasn't me. It was the dog. Like, what do you mean, bro? Are you serious right now? Are you fucking serious right now?
Tell uniformed soldiers to not pray alongside a U.S. designated global terrorist, but you would be mistaken. This is the reality.
I don't know. That's another thing. I don't know why they keep saying U.S. designated, dude. Like, the whole world views these people as fucking terrorists. Like, I'm pretty sure the people attacking them right now in India also views them as terrorists. I don't know why they keep saying, like, U.S. designated terrorists. Like, we're the only ones that could designate these people as terrorists, dude. Like, the whole world ain't the United States, yo. Like, what? Like, I'm flattered that you guys think that, you know, we're fucking... I don't even know. Like, you guys think that we're a freaking All Might or some shit. But, nah, dude, we're not.
Of modern Pakistan. But when we ask
You guys have power too, and that's honestly why I respect India. That's why I respect India a whole lot and their government, dude. They have a strong government, strong leaders that actually care about protecting their fucking civilians. They didn't wait for no nation to help them. You know, they didn't wait for, you know, America's approval or nothing. None of that, dude. They said, all right, dude, you want to fuck around? You're going to find out, dude. You want to fuck with our citizens? You know, you want to fucking kill our citizens and shit over stupid shit? Then fine, you guys could get fucking bombed. And honestly, it's as simple as that, dude. Wash your fucking hands at it, dude. These people, you know, like, they're fucking terrorists, dude. They're suicide bombing shit. It's like, at the end of the day, if you don't care about your life, why the fuck should we care about your life? Like, what? Like, you obviously don't care about your life. You don't care about our lives. Definitely don't care about their lives. You know? You definitely don't care about the next generation's lives. So why the fuck should we care about yours? It's like, what?
All these clips, all this evidence. They say these are social media posts.
Like, it sounds cruel, but it's true, dude. Like, why would you want to sympathize with people who literally their sole objective, their whole goal in life is to literally kill you and control you, lord over you? You know, everything is just malicious intent. Like, if you're not with them, you're against them. Like, there's no remaining neutral, or you're just automatically an enemy if you're not, like, with them. What kind of existence is that, dude? Just seeing the whole world as your enemy.
Shouldn't take them seriously. Unless, of course, the social media posts go in favor of Pakistan. Because here we have Pakistan's defense minister going on CNN and saying whatever proof you need about Pakistan winning this war, it's all over
Social media. Social media. Go check social media. And then when we check social media, you're telling us it's fucking fabricated. That's not true. Like, dude, make up your fucking mind, dude. You got fog up in those glasses, dude? You need to wipe the fog off and see that you're being recorded by a camera when you say this shit? Realize how fucking stupid you sound?
I'll show you the evidence that official Pakistani accounts posted.
You brought up the fact that India lost some fighter jets, so let's be quite clear about this. Pakistan claims it shot down 5 Indian Air Force jets and a drone, as I understand it. India says there's no evidence of that, no proof.
5?
And is this the response that your army spokesman threatened, or is there further action to come? Let's start with this very specific allegation of 5 fighter jets shot down. Where's the evidence for that, sir?
Yeah, what is he about to show us, like, Battlefield 4 footage of, like, a plane being shot? I swear to fucking God, dude, if you show me some goddamn, like, Battlefield footage.
It's all over the social media, or Indian social media, not on our social media.
What is Indian social media, bro? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Am I supposed to check, like, Saad Muhammad 59's account You know, Saad Muhammad's 6262's account on Instagram, you know, for the truth. Like, for all we know, this guy could have just fucking uploaded some fucking random shit from a movie. And then just, like, you know, uploaded it and fucking is claiming that that, you know, that it's fucking India's planes type shit. For all we know, this guy could have just fucking uploaded, you know, footage from Top Gun Maverick. Like, what?
These jets fell into Indian.
So embarrassing.
And it's all over here Indian media today. And they have admitted their media.
The reason to talk to you today, sir, is not to talk about content all over social media. I'm sorry.
The media. Fuck the media, bro. What do you have to say? You're literally the government.
Evidence for the detail. For example, was any Chinese equipment used by Pakistan to down these Rafael jets, as I understand you are alleging them to be?
Well, let's see the evidence on social media. So this was the tweet posted by the official account of government.
Oh my god. No way, dude. No way, dude. He really, I was like actually being sarcastic about this, but I think this fucker might have actually just shown Battlefield footage.
So this was the tweet.
Oh my god. What is this, bro? What is this, dude? You really just fucking, dude. Like, are you seeing this shit, dude? This looks like the most pixelated thing ever, dude. Look at the, yo.
By the official account of government of Pakistan, and it's still up. So if you guys want to go check, you can go check, because there's a lot of misinformation going on from both sides. But this tweet is an official account.
No way, was that actually Top Gun Maverick, dude? Shut up. Dude, is this actually Tom Cruise? Oh my god, that actually, oh no way I'm predicting this shit right now, dude. This guy really just used Top Gun Maverick shit.
Posting it, and it is also misinformation. So the tweet says that the Pakistani armed forces have taken down an Indian jet, and then they post a clip.
This is actually embarrassing.
Pakistan supposedly taking down the Indian jet. Well, the clip they posted is from a video game called Arma 3. It's not real life. And the tweet has been debunked all over the world, but Pakistan has decided to just keep it up. They have not deleted the tweet. The official Twitter account of the government of Pakistan.
Oh my god, dude. I think one of you guys actually left that as a comment in one of the videos that I posted recently. That they fucking were posting Arma 3 fucking videos. Yeah, I think I did see one of you guys fucking leave.
Claiming it shows a real military response to Indian aggression.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, real. It was real. Yeah, maybe it was real in like 1969. People saw this type of footage thinking it was actually fucking real. You fucking see this guy? Did you hear this? Dude, whatever hash you're smoking, man, send me some of that shit, dude, cause fuck. Like whoever was a part of the Pakistani media that fucking posted this shit and was, you know, you really sat down there and you were like, yeah, dude, this is the one. This is the one. This is the most realistic thing that we're going to be able to show to prove that we shot. Like, this is the one. And you guys really posted that shit. You guys are really going with this. Like, this is crazy.
It's still up. All the while, Pakistan is asking the world to produce evidence of terrorists being inside Pakistan.
Oh, God.
Same country where Osama bin Laden was found living less than a mile from a Pakistani military base. And same military is saying that they don't harbor terrorists.
This guy was like literally, like, me personally, I know that if the United States was given a tip that there's like a fucking terrorist compound near a fucking U.S. like, you know, airspace, you know, like an airport or an airfield, like for the military, you better believe that shit's like getting bombed, dude. That shit's immediately getting either raided or bombed. Like, what the fuck?
Pakistani government.
You expect me to believe these guys just didn't know that he was there and, like, bro, what?
These organizations. I don't know what you think the motive would be for Pakistan to do such a thing. They're also asking me every time I put this question to them, what's the evidence? What's the evidence, sir?
Well, as far as evidence is concerned, don't forget that Pakistan is a master of denial. They denied having any.
This is true, dude. Like, even if they tried to deny this, they couldn't. They would just dig themselves deeper because they're like such bad liars, dude. They can't even lie correctly. They can't even get their lies, you know, to sync. They can't even get their lies to, you know, coincide with each other. Like one guy's saying this, another guy's saying some other shit. You know, it's like, oh god.
To do with the Mumbai attacks that killed 170 people on 26/11/2008, until one of the terrorists was caught alive, and the Pakistanis had to admit that he and everything he said came from them. They denied even knowing where Osama bin Laden was until he was found in a military encampment not far from a Pakistani army base inside Pakistan. This is the Pakistani route.
Like actual clowns, dude.
Well, I mean, the fact is, there is enough circumstantial evidence, and there are intelligence intercepts on the basis of which India.
Yeah, I'll give India that. Like Pakistan has enough history of being shady and being terrorist supporters that, you know, they don't even need actual proof. Like their history alone is enough to, you know, basically justify the attack, dude. You know, it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, there ain't gonna be a 3 times. Because next time you try to fool me, you're getting fucking fisted in the ass.
And India has absolutely no other reason to do this. Let's understand something very clearly, Tom. India is a status quo power. It wants nothing that Pakistan has. It is focused on growing its economy, improving its high technology, providing a future for its young people. It is entirely happy to be left alone by Pakistan, and it will leave Pakistan alone. Pakistan is a revisionist power. It claims territory India holds. It is a bigoted power that wishes to take.
It's 100% correct too. And if you fucking look this up, like on Grok or anywhere, or like on Google, if you actually look this up, this is all true. Like it's actually backed up by like actual information and data. Like these motherfuckers actually just like usurped land that is not theirs. Like that, you know, the whole chicken's neck in India and shit. That part of land where it's like a fucking, like a little ass like fucking canyon shit that connects like, you know, the upper north and basically all of India and shit. I forgot what it was called.
Take over
I think it's called the chicken's
parts
neck.
of India on the grounds that the people living there happen to share the same religion as the Pakistanis. Well, there are 200 million Indian Muslims who share the same religion as the Pakistanis. Do they want to take them all over? It's a preposterous approach that the Pakistanis have been adopting. They have.
Yeah, dude, this is just like some splinter faction of this religion. So basically, like the best analogy that I could give you guys is like the Death Watch from Star Wars. They're like the same race as the Mandalorians, but they're not, because all the actual Mandalorians see them as like actual like terrorist fucking like outcasts. That's basically what the Muslims in Pakistan are. They're just fucking crazy extremists that just, you know, they can't take no for an answer type shit. Like they can't just, you know, live within their own means and just mind their own business. Like they want more.
Have been deploying terrorists for 30 years in pursuit of their desire to quote-unquote bleed India by 1,000 cuts and to capture the territory of Kashmir. They're not going to get it.
YouTube just dropped a mind-boggling.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. It's not even just fucking India. They won't stop at just India, and that's the thing.
It is paying creators.
It's like what they did with Hitler back in the day. They tried to appease him by giving him one of the nations. I forgot what nation they gave him, and then, you know, that app didn't do anything to stop him. That just made him want more, and that just basically set a precedent. Hey, I could get whatever I want by, you know, just by stomping my feet around and shit. We already saw how that goes.
Per day. Why? YouTube is paying creators to advise into one.
This is a fucking ad. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay.
This isn't just about India and Pakistan anymore. It's about China. Its weapons. Its.
Yeah, and that's another thing. This is why I be saying China. I always knew fucking China had their fucking grubby fingers dipped in this shit. Especially since I'm pretty sure fucking China owes money to, India owes money to China because China tried doing some fucking, you know, scumbag tactics, some business tactics where, they, you know, they fucking loaned them money knowing full well that they couldn't pay that back on purpose. So in that way, when they owe them money, instead of giving them money, you know, they could give them land. So in that way, they could, like, build outposts and fucking, you know, basically use their land as, like, a, you know, like a checkpoint for their troops and shit. So they station there in case anything happens or whatever. Like, they're not sneaky, dude. I mean, they're not slick, bro.
Credibility.
When India and Pakistan clash,
Like your plan is so easy to fuck. Like even a stupid kid like me was able to fucking, you know.
there is always a third player watching closely from the sidelines. China.
Like made
While the
aware of
world
your plan
sees a
type shit.
two-nation conflict,
That makes any
the
sense.
real game has been triangular, and for a long time now.
Pakistan's military today is overwhelmingly Chinese. Jets, missiles, radar, and air defense systems. Over 80% of its arsenal has been supplied by Beijing.
From military support to strategic cover, Beijing has consistently backed Islamabad, sometimes quietly, sometimes overtly. This is the story of the India-China-Pakistan triangle and why the next war may not be fought on one front alone.
Tensions between India and China are now at a
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't be
just
surprised
pushed its
if
luck
like the Middle
too
East
far.
is like the start of World
Right
War
now,
III.
the whole
shit in
world
the
has
Middle
been
East.
focused on the India-Pakistan conflict, as those two nations have escalated their conflict to war-like levels. However, new information indicates that this escalation is the work of another player, who has been silently pulling the strings behind the scenes. Yes, I'm
China!
talking
Oh
about
wait.
China, pulling the strings
Wait,
behind
wait. This is exactly what I was talking about. This thing right here. See if I can.
This escalation is the work of
Bam, right here. Okay, so you see this thing? This is what I was talking about before when I said the chicken's neck. Like, I'm pretty sure that they're, like, fighting over this, but right now, like, India has placed, like, much more security here, so they have it, like, on better lockdown. But they were worried because, you know, if they attacked and tried fucking this place up and tried taking this shit over, this would essentially, like, block, you know, the rest of fucking, like, you know, the north, like, oh, they basically would block the rest of, basically, over here, like, where my mouse is going from India, which is very bad.
another player who has been silently pulling the strings behind the scenes. Yes, I'm talking about China. Between its Cold War with India, border clashes, and military conflict, China is taking steps to crush India's regional and global power once and for all. A lot is going on between these two superpowers, and Pakistan has been the pawn to trigger it all. Let's start by talking about how China has been quietly supplying Pakistan with weapons and resources, fueling the tensions with India.
I
It all
wouldn't be
kicked off
shocked
with a
if they
deadly
were.
attack in Kashmir that killed 26 civilians. India pointed the finger at Pakistan, claiming
No,
they
you.
backed the attackers. And on May 7th, they launched airstrikes on targets in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Pakistan fought back with jets, drones, and missiles, and that's when the world noticed that a lot of their weapons surprisingly came from China. This included the advanced
I'm
J-10C
not surprised at all.
fighter jet.
Like, literally not
Pakistan's leader
one
said this
singular
advanced
bit.
jet shot down some of India's French-made Rafale jets during a massive air battle. American officials even confirmed that to be true. This success made China's weapons look incredibly strong, boosting their defense industry stock prices that week. Pakistan also used JF-17 Thunder jets, which they built with China. These jets are a big part of Pakistan's air force and come with high-tech equipment, including PL-15 missiles. What was very suspicious was the fact that in April of 2025, right as India-Pakistan tensions were spiking, China quickly sent more PL-15 missiles to Pakistan. This is despite claiming that they want peace in the region and wearing the shoes of an intermediary. Reports say that Pakistan used them to take out Indian planes, and India even found one PL-15 that didn't explode, which could reveal some of China's tech secrets. At this point, you have to start wondering, who's fighting whom? It gets worse though, because Pakistan has had a whole host of weaponry systems that it's been equipped with by Beijing. This includes a defense system called HQ-9P, plus the CH-4 and Wing Lung 2 drones. On top of all this, China's been helping Pakistan with intelligence. In early May 2025, Chinese fishing boats were spotted near India's naval drills in the Arabian Sea, likely collecting data.
I actually did see this shit. I actually did see some shit about this
on Indian
recently.
ships and planes. China also has over 100 satellites for spying and probably shares what they see with Pakistan. As you might guess, all the support is starting to escalate tensions between India and China. By loading Pakistan with these weapons, China is making the India-Pakistan fight much more dangerous, which gets India rightfully concerned. By all indications, it seems that China is fighting a proxy war with India, using Pakistan as the pawn. As much as they are using a proxy, China is also showing that it doesn't mind getting its hands dirty. It did this by showing off its own army's strength near India's border. Just before the start of the India-Pakistan conflict, China
I
held...
mean, dude, they're fucking like terror supporters. Why would they even be concerned remotely about getting their hands dirty?
big army drills near the Himalayas, right by the Line of Actual Control, or the LAC. This is an imaginary line that splits the area controlled by India and China along the shared border. We'll talk about this in a few minutes. The point is, China's drills were a blatant act of intimidation. China is also heavily active on social media platforms, pushing misinformation and downvoting anything that exposes the truth. Videos like this are prime targets for CCP bots to attack and dislike. This is why you guys can do us a quick favor and hit that like and subscribe button below. It truly does help our videos out a lot.
Yeah,
The
make sure you
reality
guys
for India right now
fucking
is that
like
it has
this
enemies
shit.
on two sides. Pakistan with Chinese weapons in the west, and China's army in the north. This makes India feel cornered. And if they push back hard against Pakistan, China might use it as an excuse to directly interfere. And well, all hell would break loose. You can tell that China is heavily biased just by how much they talk about the current conflict. Their leaders and news always take Pakistan's side, which really upsets India. After the Pahalgam attack, China asked for an investigation before picking sides.
Oh yeah? Well, fuck them, dude. They got the CCP. Well, India's got me. How about that? Huh? Well, let's level the playing field a little bit. Fuck them. Fuck the CCP, dude. They can't even fucking keep their own citizens happy. What the fuck makes you think they're gonna be able to help Pakistan, dude? Like they're like oh my god, dude. Right now, China is literally even more fucked than probably Pakistan, dude. Like everybody's literally revolting. These tariffs, literally. Why do you think they just announced the stupid 90-day pause? Because fucking Trump's tariffs literally fucked up India's economy, dude. Like every factory was closing, mad protest everywhere. This motherfucker literally tried inciting martial law, but then people started revolting even more. It's like, what is this guy doing, dude? Focus on your shit in your hometown first before you start, you know, sticking your noses in everybody else's business around the world.
But it was just a way to agree with Pakistan's claims that...
And I know, as an American, I shouldn't be saying that because that's exactly what's going on with us. But, you know, at least we can afford it. At the end of the day.
They didn't do it. Chinese news even says India is the one causing trouble, and lately has been bringing up old fight clips to make them look weaker. This includes videos like this, where Chinese PLA soldiers are beating Indian soldiers. This kind of subtle trash talk by China makes it tough for India to get other countries to support them, and it puts pressure on India's leaders to act tough. If people in India get too mad about China's words, it could push the government to do something big, like sending more soldiers to the LAC, or canceling a 2024 border deal with China that some people think was too soft. China's basically daring India, in front of everyone, to start a fight. This is moving from the realm of tension to provocation. So you see, China's actions are all centered around taking India down.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm not gonna be surprised if China is the one that starts World War III.
Diminishing its influence. China sees India as a big rival because India is getting stronger, making more of its own products, and teaming up with countries like...
I mean, what do you mean, dude? They see them as a rival. I would see them as a 100% an enemy. Like, they're literally backing and giving money to fucking terrorists. And a terrorist, like, state. Like, what?
Wes. To slow India down, China is using Pakistan to keep India busy with problems on its western border. This way, India can't focus on growing or challenging it in other places, like the Indo-Pacific, or their shared border in the mountains. It's also critical to remember that by giving Pakistan weapons to use in battle, China is having a front-row seat to seeing how its weapons fare against India's power. By doing this, China learns how to make better weapons without fighting India itself. By the time they directly engage India, they will be ready.
That shit is crazy.
But to be fair, it's not all puppet strings either. Pakistan's got its own reasons for fighting India. They've been rivals forever, and the CCP is just taking advantage of the situation, helping Pakistan just enough to keep India on edge without starting a total disaster. While these recent conflicts continue to dominate global headlines, they are just the latest moves in a much older and deeper geopolitical game. To understand China's 2025 actions, let's examine the historical roots of the rivalry between these two great powers.
What
Back
the
in
fuck
early
is that?
1950s, India and China were actually getting along pretty well. India, under Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, was one of the first non-communist countries to recognize Mao Zedong's New China in 1949. They shared this vibe of standing up to Western powers, fresh off of India's independence from Britain and China's revolution. They even teamed up on ideas like staying neutral in the Cold War, pushing for a world where big powers didn't call the shots. But
I gotta fix that shit too. Whenever I get a sub, it like fucking
Mao was the one steering the ship in a new direction.
does it sound like
He began
3
to see
fucking
India as less
times
of
in
a
a
partner
row.
and more of a
Super
threat,
annoying.
especially after
Like, relax.
1959. That year, the Dalai Lama, Tibet's spiritual leader, fled to India after a failed rebellion against Chinese control in Tibet. Mao was livid that India gave him and thousands of Tibetans a safe place to stay. To him, this was India sticking its nose in China's business, and it completely changed how he viewed his neighbor. Now, let's unpack the border issue, because this is the heart of the problem, and it's where things got messy. You see, India and China share a massive border stretching over 3,400 kilometers through the Himalayas, but it's never been properly defined. When Britain...
See, this is what I mean, dude. This is the problem with China. Like, they just think that everybody's all, like, on the same level of, like, dickhead timing that they are, you know? It's like fucking... They actually be thinking that the whole world is on some asshole type of timing like they are, dude. Like, just because you actively, you know, seek out people that don't fucking, you know, agree with you and kill them or, you know, do what you've been doing to the Uyghurs as such example. Fuck, hold on. Oh, my camera's all blurry. There we go. Yeah, it'll help a little. There we go. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I don't know. China's not exactly the best person that you should look at morally.
Ruled India, and China was under its own imperial dynasties. Nobody ever said...
I could see why they would not like India. You know, people who fucking... Pretty free, from my opinion. Like, they're pretty, you know, like on some Democrat shit. That's probably why China doesn't like them even more. Because they're on some democratic shit, you know? They're like America, dude. It's like, you know, you guys could do whatever you want. Just live peacefully. Don't bother anybody. Don't bother you. You know, nobody bothers you. You don't bother anybody. You leave us alone, we'll leave you alone type shit. And China's not like that, dude. China's like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, thanks, man. China's on some, like, you know, you have to fucking do it this way. They're on some fucking... on some Burger King type of time, you know? It's either my way or the highway. Have it your way. But instead of have it your way, it's have it my way. Or you can fucking die.
Down to draw a clear line. Instead, they left behind a patchwork of fake treaties, maps...
Like, why do you think these fuckers aren't even allowed to have,
splits into 3 main sectors.
What's it
Western,
called?
Middle, and Eastern.
They just did it again. I don't know why it always does that.
In the Western sector,
fucking, why do you think Winnie the Pooh? Fucking Winnie the Pooh, dude, isn't even allowed in China. Because some fucking fucker said that, you know, what's his name? Xi Jinping looks like fucking Mao Zedong. So now Winnie the Pooh is fucking banned in China. You know, fucking petty, dude. Why would, like, you know how petty you have to be for that shit, dude? How much your ego has, how big your ego, like, bro, you know how dangerous it is to have somebody with that level of ego as the person in power, dude? Like, oh my god.
Over Aksai Chin, a high-altitude desert about 38.
And then we're low-key confused as to why all this shit's happening, and China's like the mastermind basically, and like, you know, always picking fights with everybody. Not should fucking, you know, it should be pretty obvious why, dude. I mean, their leader is literally somebody who fucking is petty enough to ban a fucking animated character because somebody compared him to him. That's like me saying fucking Xi Jinping probably likes grits. Like the food, grits. And then now grits is banned in China. Literally like the same shit.
Square kilometers in size. India says it's part of Jammu and Kashmir, based on old British maps and surveys, like the 1865 Johnson Line, which placed Aksai Chin in India. China, though, says it's part of Xinjiang, arguing that Qing dynasty records and traditional use by nomadic herders tie it to them. In the 1950s, China quietly took control of Aksai Chin and built a major road through it, called Highway 219, to connect Xinjiang to Tibet. And when they did, they saw
oh my god, that's another thing about China. Like, these fuckers are just so, like, narcissistic. Like, everybody hates on fucking America. For, you know, for instance, like, everybody hates on America for doing, like, the whole Gulf of Mexico bullshit. You know, where we named the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America now. Like, dude, you guys are getting mad at us for doing that shit. Look at what the fuck China's been doing for years, dude. Like the UN and everything has literally declared like actual like borders and lines, and China will literally just be like, nah, dude, fuck you. That's not it. It's actually, you know, this, and you know, like their line digs into like fucking the rival, like literally like a quarter of the rival nation's fucking land. Like just like inserting themselves into like land that's not theirs, and it's like, nah, dude, this is actually the line because our ancestor fucking, you know, 5,000 years ago said that this was our land, so it's still our land. Like everybody makes fun of the of like the Jews. Like there's like a bunch of memes about Jews recently, like, oh yeah, you know, that you know, like that Subway sandwich was promised 3,000 years to them. Like, dude, we should be saying that about fucking China, dude. Look at China. The motherfucker's like, yeah, our ancestors fucking drew this map 7 years ago, like fucking, you know, 700 years ago. So, yeah, it's still our land because they said it was 700 years ago. Look, bro, what type of insane shit is that?
China sneaking onto their land. However, by then, this road was a big deal for China's military and supply lines, so they weren't about to give it up. The middle sector, around places like Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, is less contentious but still has problems. There are about 8 smaller disputed pockets here, like Barahoti and Spiti Valley, where both sides disagree on where the border lies. These areas are rugged and remote, so the disputes are more about patrol routes than major land grabs, but they still cause friction when troops run into each other. The eastern sector is where things get really heated, and it's all about Arunachal Pradesh, a 90,000 square kilometer state India controls. China claims almost all of it, calling it South Tibet or Zhangnan, saying it was historically part of Tibet before British rule. The key area is Tawang, a town with a major Buddhist monastery that China says was under Tibetan administration centuries ago. India's claims rest on the McMahon Line, a border drawn in 1914 at a conference in Simla between British India, Tibet, and a Chinese representative. The line put Arunachal, including Tawang, on India's side, but China says the Simla agreement was invalid because their representative didn't have the authority to sign it, and they reject the McMahon Line entirely.
Do you fucking hear this guy? Well, then that's fucking your fault for sending somebody that didn't have the authority, you clown. Not our fucking fault. Like, do you hear these fucking idiots? Like, he's just like, oh, nah, that's just rules for thee, not for me. Like, you know, like, what are you talking about, little bro? Like, you're not the one making up the rules here, dude. Like, what?
This makes the eastern sector a huge sticking point, especially since Tawang has cultural and strategic value. So the problem with all these sectors is that there's no single map both sides agree on. Old treaties like the...
I'm telling you, dude, like, things like this is gonna be the reason why I say that fucking China is gonna be the one that starts World War III, because they be doing stupid petty shit like this, and it's like, dude, it's not like it's just like India, you know, just telling you this shit because India wants it to be. Dude, this is like the UN, dude, the United Nations fucking telling you this. This is essentially the whole world came to an agreement and was like, all right, dude, this is this and that's that, and you guys are just like, no, it's not. We say it's this, so it's gonna be this. Like, no, dude. That's how you piss off the whole world and turn them against you. This is why every nation is siding with Trump when it comes to tariffs, and nobody's making fucking deals with you because you guys are assholes. You guys are actually like idiots.
1942 treaty.
And I don't mean like China as in the civilians and the people that live there. I mean the CCP, dude. You guys are fucking idiots.
The of Chushul in the west were vague, saying things like follow the customary boundaries without marking them clearly. Add to that the tough Himalayan terrain, jagged peaks, glaciers, and rivers that shift over time, and you've got a recipe for confusion. By the late 1950s, this unclear border became a flashpoint, as Mao's attitude towards India hardened. Things started heating up when both countries got assertive about their claims. In the late 1950s, India and China began setting up military posts in disputed areas to mark their territory. India would plant a post in Aksai Chin or near the McMahon Line, and China would respond with its own. This led to small clashes, like in 1959 at Kongka Pass in the west, where 9 Indian soldiers were killed, and at Longju in the east, where troops exchanged fire. Both sides were playing a risky game, and it was only a matter of time before it blew up. In 1962, it did, with the Sino-Indian War. Mao saw a chance to flex China's muscle, especially since the world was distracted by the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Sino-Indian War? Why the fuck
In October of
that?
1962, Chinese troops launched a massive attack on 2 fronts, Aksai Chin and the eastern sector. India's army was caught off guard, short on weapons, winter gear, and training for high-altitude fighting. China's forces swept through, capturing huge chunks of land. After a month, though, China called a ceasefire and pulled back from Arunachal Pradesh, keeping only Aksai Chin. This war was a turning point. For India, it was a crushing defeat that left deep scars. The country felt humiliated, and the idea of trusting China was gone. For China, it was a victory that secured their road in Aksai Chin and showed India.
Shit, dude. Hopefully India, like learn from its mistakes and, actually learn the value and preparation. Being prepared for the environments, getting out of your comfort zone, especially if you're going to be fighting a war. You can't just be only accustomed to fighting on your terrain. You should obviously expect to be fighting on all different types of terrains. You never know where the enemy is going to attack from, type shit,
The war didn't fix the border. It just froze.
To be able to, overcome any type of adversity.
About 38,000 square kilometers, while India held Arunachal Pradesh. The line of actual control, or LAC, became the unofficial border. But it's not a clear line. It's more like a zone where both sides patrol, and they often disagree on where it starts and ends. There are at least 15 to 20 spots along the LAC, places like Depsang Plains, Galwan Valley, and Pangong Tso, where their maps don't line up, leading to constant tension. After 1962, India and China went into a long, chilly standoff. They barely talked.
Some
the LAC
Cold War
stayed
shit.
quiet but heavily guarded. Both sides poured troops and supplies into the border, turning it into one of the most militarized zones in the world. China.
Can you imagine just being a passenger and you got fucking lost? You took the wrong turn and you went down that street and you just see a shit ton of army vehicles. Now they're all pointing their guns at you and you're just like, "Hey, sorry, dude, I just got lost." You make and then they let you go through. You make any sudden movement in the car and they just blast you away, man. You just get sent to Kingdom Come.
Also started cozying up to Pakistan, India's rival, giving them weapons and signing a 1963 deal to take a piece of Pakistan-controlled Kashmir, which India claimed. This felt like a double blow to India. China wasn't just a border threat, but now was teaming up with their enemy. The 1960s and 70s were also about bigger rivalries. India got close to the Soviet Union, signing a friendship treaty in 1971, while China saw that as a move to box them in. When India tested its first nuclear bomb in 1974, China got even more wary, seeing India as a growing power. By the 1980s, both sides realized they needed to dial it back a bit. In 1988, India's Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi visited China, the first big trip in decades. They agreed to boost trade, share culture, and keep talking about the border without letting it spiral into another war.
Yeah,
it was a step
sure,
towards
buddy.
calming things down, but the border itself stayed unresolved. The LAC was still a vague line, and both sides kept patrolling aggressively, sometimes crossing into each other's claimed lands. In the 1990s and 2000s, India and China tried to manage their border while their rivalry grew. They signed deals in 1993 and 1996 to keep the LAC peaceful. No guns, no surprise military drills, and regular meetings to sort out issues. This helped stop small fights from turning big, but the core problem, no agreed border, stayed put. Meanwhile, both countries were getting richer and stronger. Trade between them hit $70 billion by 2010, making them big economic partners. But trust was thin. China was building ports in places like Sri Lanka and Pakistan, which India saw as a plan to surround it in the Indian Ocean. India, in turn, got
so what I was
closer to
saying
the US,
earlier.
Japan, and Australia, joining groups like
At least
the
what I was
Quad,
trying to say.
which China saw as a way to counter its influence. But border incidents kept popping up. Like in 2013, when Chinese troops set up camp in Depsang for weeks, or in 2014 in Chumar, where both sides faced off. These were settled through talks, but they show how fragile the LAC was. In 2017, things got serious at Doklam, a plateau where India, China, and Bhutan meet. China started building a road on land Bhutan claims, but it's super close to India's Siliguri corridor. This corridor, also named the Chicken Neck, is a geopolitical and geoeconomical corridor that connects the 7 states of northeast India to the rest of the Indian Republic. At its narrowest section, it's
That's what I
around
meant to say. So the Chicken's Neck basically cut, if this shit gets fucked up and this gets attacked or collapsed or some shit, it'll essentially cut off India from the rest of these fucking places.
20 kilometers
the Seven
wide,
Sisters.
making it an Achilles heel for India. If captured by the enemy, that would mean essentially India would be cut off from its other states, making it a military and economic crisis. Because of this, India sent troops to stop the construction. worried the road would let China cut off their northeast in a war. For 73 days, both sides stood their ground, with thousands of troops and heavy equipment. They eventually backed off through talks, but Doklam was a wake-up call. It showed India was ready to stand up to China, and it put Bhutan into the mix, making the border dispute more complicated. Then came 2020, and the Galwan Valley clash, the worst fighting since 1962. Tensions were already
Literally
high.
looks like a battlefield
India was building
format.
roads and bridges along the LAC, like the Darbuk Shayok Dalut Beg Oldi road in Ladakh, to match China's infrastructure. China saw this as India trying to shift the balance. Plus, in 2019, India changed Jammu and Kashmir status, making Ladakh a separate territory, which includes Aksai Chin. China took it as a challenge. Under Xi Jinping, China was also pushing a super bold foreign policy. In June 2020, in the Galwan Valley in Ladakh, a brutal fight broke out. Because of the LAC agreements, no guns were used, just clubs, stones, and
Can you imagine
fists.
clubbing each
20
other and,
Indian
like,
soldiers died.
you know,
and China lost around
fucking
40, though they never
2013 or
confirmed
whatever.
the number. It was a shock after decades
Motherfuckers
of
have
no
guns and
deaths
shit, but you're still
along
like
this
clubbing each
border.
other.
Galwan changed everything. Both sides rushed in huge numbers of troops, tens of thousands, along with tanks, artillery, and jets, especially in Ladakh. Areas like Pangong, Tso, Gorga, and Hot Springs turned into standoff zones, with troops camped just kilometers apart. India
Damn,
hit back
no in
beyond the
India.
border, banning over 200 Chinese apps like TikTok and tightening rules on Chinese investments. They also pushed for
Yeah,
homegrown
good.
industries
Fuck
to rely less
Cock
on
Tick, dude.
China. Talks between military
Fuck
commanders
TikTok.
and diplomats stretched on, with several rounds having taken place to date. Some progress has happened, like pulling back from Pangong Tso in 2021, but many areas are still tense. China's built permanent bases, roads, and even villages near the LAC, showing that they're digging in. India's doing the same, with new tunnels and all-weather roads to keep up.
Fuck yeah,
Small
don't back
clashes
down,
still
India.
happen,
Do not
and
back
the LAC
down.
is a
Fuck
constant
China.
risk for more trouble. The border conflict between the two superpowers is a military hotspot that might blow up.
Like, as an American, I would rather have India as, like, you know, the second or third fucking biggest superpower than fucking China. Fuck China.
At any time. Now, in the modern era, warfare isn't just about troops and weapons. It's about economic dominance, diplomacy, and influence as well.
Or rather the
With that in
CCP.
mind,
I gotta
let's
stop
dive
saying
into
fuck
the
China.
economic dominance
'Cause
aspect
I feel
of
like
the
that
rivalry.
fucking... It's like disingenuous to say that, you know. I feel like it's misleading, you know. I'm not, because I feel like people are gonna think that I'm talking about the Chinese people, and I'm not. I'm talking about the government.
Between China and India.
Because if, as a matter of fact, the Chinese people hate these fuckers as much as we do. And
Years, China's been growing its Belt and Road Initiative, started by President Xi Jinping in 2013. The gist of
Guy
it is
sucks,
that they
man.
lend money to poorer countries to build infrastructure projects like roads,
guy
ports, and
freaking
railways.
sucks.
It sounds like they're helping out, but there's a trick. If these countries can't pay back the loans, which they often can't, China often takes over important stuff like ports or oil.
this is what I always be saying, chat. Fucking, you know, if the day ever comes where I disappeared or suicided myself, no, I didn't.
Fields.
No, I did
This
not.
gives China control over places that matter for trade or strategy. The Asian giant has spent a staggering $1.2 trillion on various projects. This includes $704 billion in construction contracts and $470 billion in non-financial investments. In 2024 alone, China engaged in almost $71 billion worth of construction contracts and $51 billion in investments, marking the highest level of BRI engagement ever recorded. These projects guarantee China's influence and power in Asia and all over the world. China is using this influence against India so as to stunt India's growth. China's built ports in places like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar, and even a military base in Djibouti, a country in Africa. These spots, called the String of Pearls, could block India's trade routes if there's
String
a
of
fight.
Pearls.
This
Pretty
makes
cool
India
name.
nervous because of the pressure imposed on it by China's quote-unquote diplomacy. Now, let's talk about what India is doing to fight back. India knows it can't let China take over all the important spots around
No,
it.
sirree,
And
you
after the
cannot.
2020 border fight, India got serious about protecting itself.
Good, as
Now,
you
they're
should.
worried that countries owing China money won't speak up when China causes trouble. Or worse, might let China build military bases.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That bridge that they were mentioning before, where they're trying to connect like most of like South Asia and like the Middle East and all that stuff, like this, basically the brand new Silk Road. What China isn't mentioning is that that entire bridge, like let's say, you know, let's say the bridge goes through, you know, like fucking India and such and all these other countries. That specific piece of land where it's cutting through in India is now owned by China. So if they, you know, let's say they position all their tanks on the bridge and shit, they could just say that they're still on their land, like they're still on Chinese land, even though they're like for instance in the middle of China. You know, like if the bridge cuts through the middle of China, they could literally just say that, like they're still on Chinese territory and they're allowed to put their tanks there. Like they're sneaky, dude. They're not slick. They're trying
India
so hard
plans
to be
make
sneaky.
friends, lend money, and grow its economy
We
to
can
challenge
see what you're
China's
doing,
power.
brah.
It's basically trying to use China's plan against them. How is it doing this? Well, India is building its own network, called the Necklace of Diamonds, very creative, to balance China's string of pearls. Since 2018, India has made deals with Singapore and Indonesia to use their naval bases near the Strait of Malacca, which is super important for China's oil. India also got access to a port in Oman, right between two of China's key spots in Pakistan and Djibouti. Plus, India is working with Seychelles to build a naval base and helping Iran develop a port called Chabahar to open trade routes to Central Asia. India is also countering the impact of the BRI by creating its own projects. One is the International North-South Transport Corridor, a route that connects India to Russia and Europe through Iran and Central Asia. It uses ships, trains, and trucks to move goods faster than China's routes. Another project is the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, which links India to Saudi Arabia and Europe through ports and railways. These projects give countries choices for trade routes that don't go through China's plans, making India a stronger player in global trade.
Good shit.
Such moves help India keep an eye on trade routes and make sure
don't
China
back
doesn't
down.
just control everything.
Do not back
In
down,
essence,
India.
India is the
Don't-
check
do not
on
allow
China's
China to
ambitions
fucking
and
bully you
growth.
too.
India is also lending money to nearby countries, so they don't rely on China.
Good.
They've given $8 billion to Bangladesh, $2.1 billion to help Sri Lanka after its economy crashed in 2022, $1.7 billion to Nepal, and $13 billion to the Maldives.
So that's what I'm saying, dude. I think everybody should take examples from India, you know. You gotta step up to the plate. You know, if these guys aren't gonna help you and they're not in your best interest, then fuck them and do it yourself, you know. Get out there. That's exactly how America became great, you know. We did this shit ourselves, you know. We didn't depend on other people. Fuck yeah. That's good shit, India.
These loans are friendlier than China's.
Don't allow yourself to get fucking swindled and bullied by these fucking scums.
India is certainly not lending as much as China, but they're focusing on neighbors to help them keep out of China's grip. For example, India's help to Sri Lanka made sure China didn't take over more after getting that port. But India's biggest weapon is its growing economy. India has positioned itself as a rising star in global manufacturing, and a growing number of companies are making the move from China to India. India has proven itself to be a strong contender, thanks to a combination of a massive workforce.
Yeah, and this is probably also why fucking China's like, you know, tight with India and is trying to like destabilize them, because they know that the whole world is trying to use like, you know, basically China as like the next India, you know, when it comes to like factories and shit and opening stuff there and all this nonsense and everything. So they're probably like jealous and fucking trying to shut this shit down as fast as possible so people could go back to China. But that's not gonna happen, Papa. We're not gonna go back to you, dude. Your days of, you know, monopolizing and having 100% ownership of the entire, like, basically global industry is over, bro. Sorry.
Competitive wages, and government policies that actively welcome foreign investment. One of the biggest names to shift its focus is Apple. The tech giant has steadily increased its manufacturing presence in India over the past few years. It started with introducing iPhones in Tamil Nadu at a Foxconn plant, but it didn't stop there. Now, in 2025, Apple has expanded its production capacity in India to include the latest iPhone models. Right now, 20% of all iPhones, a move worth $22 billion, are made in India, as compared to just 1% around 20 years ago. Foxconn, Apple's key supplier, isn't just growing its existing plants, it's investing billions in a new facility in Karnataka. These moves show Apple's long-term commitment to India as a manufacturing hub, driven by the country's significantly lower labor costs compared to China and the financial incentives provided by the Indian government. Samsung, a major player in consumer electronics, is another company that is doubling down in India. It operates one of the world's largest mobile phone manufacturing facilities in Noida, Uttar Pradesh, producing millions of devices each year for both domestic and international markets. This isn't just an opportunistic move, it's a strategic shift, as Samsung looks to tap into India's skilled workforce and expand its footprint in a rapidly growing market. Dell and HP have also shifted parts of their production to India, taking advantage of its lower labor costs and streamlined regulations. These companies are part of a broader trend of tech giants diversifying their supply chains to reduce reliance on China. India's focus on high-tech manufacturing, including semiconductors and electric vehicles, is helping it carve out a specialized role in the global market.
Nice.
YouTube just dropped a mind-boggling announcement. It was an or Preter's get question into link in the like a Zoom call. It was like the production linked incentive scheme. India is attracting investment in these future-focused industries. In fact, even Chinese companies like Haier have recognized the opportunities in India. Haier has established production facilities in the country to cater to both domestic and export markets.
Yeah, be careful doing this, India, allowing Chinese companies into your country, you know. Because, you know, over here in America, we found, like, you know, fucking spies over here trying to fucking, you know, use their credentials and their status as, like, you know, like a business owner or some shit to try to sneak into, like, you know, like, this isn't bullshit. Like, they've literally been caught. Like, fucking Chinese citizens that are over here, you know, like, and they'll be, like, you know, business owners or some bullshit. You know, they'll have, like, a, you know, they'll be in a pretty good position. And they'll literally try to, like, sneak into, like, a military base and take pictures or some shit. Or, like, you know, try to sneak into some shit that could give them information regarding the United States, you know, military. You know, shit that your average, you know, citizen wouldn't know type shit. You know, like, literally, like, espionage shit. Like, basically what the U.S. government accused Oppenheimer back in the day, that's literally what these people are actually doing nowadays, dude. Like, it's crazy. I'd be weary about letting these people own land in there. You never know what they could use that shit for. Use that shit against you one day.
This trend shows that India isn't just pulling in Western companies.
That's why right now the United States is literally trying to take back all the fucking Chinese-owned land, because China has been, like, caught strategically buying, like, farmland that's really close to military outposts and bases, like, on purpose. So fucking, what was that? I think it was Michigan or some shit. They literally, like, tried suing China, and they're taking all the land back as, like, reparations for, like, what they've been doing and shit.
Becoming a global manufacturing hub in every sense. What sets India apart isn't just its cost advantage, though that's certainly a factor. Labor costs in India remain far lower than in China, making it an attractive option for companies looking to cut expenses without sacrificing quality. But beyond that, India offers something more: scale and support. Its workforce is enormous and increasingly skilled, and the government's pro-business policies like tax breaks, infrastructure investment, and simplified regulations create an environment where companies can thrive. Because of this, India's economy is projected to grow faster than China's in the coming years. In 2024, India's GDP growth rate was around 7%, compared to China's 4.82%. This trend continues into 2025, with India forecasted to grow at 6.46%, while China is expected to expand at 4.48%. India is clearly outpacing China as far as the growth rate is concerned. However,
yeah, because India's like I said, this is what happens when you have a country that tries to focus on themselves versus a country that's more focused on dipping their grubby little fingers in everybody's business around the world.
Despite this growth, China is still way ahead in some ways.
Yeah,
its
I would imagine that they are too.
$18.5 trillion, way bigger than India's.
China's actually trying to focus on their citizens and shit.
They control 11% of world trade.
They're trying to fucking, you know, get their presence around the entire world when they can't even feed their own fucking citizens back home.
And their exports have already seen
CCP.
After all, they are being taxed at 145%. The whole point is both China and India are fighting for
Wait, what was that list? China, European Union, yeah, because fuck them with all that shit that they've been doing with, like, you know, saying that U.S. citizens need to show fucking authorization. Fuck you, motherfucker. That's why I got tariffs. Vietnam? Holy shit. Taiwan, Japan, India, South Korea, Thailand, Switzerland, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. 97%? Fuck. Well, I can't see what this says here at the top. U.S. fucking something? That's very hard to see.
145%. The whole point is, both China and India are fighting for regional and global dominance, which puts them at direct odds with each other. China is using its wealth to make countries depend on it, hoping they'll stay loyal. On the other hand, India is building fresh friendships, lending money wisely,
so it could depend on itself,
and becoming a new place for companies to make things. Both want
very
to
different
control
goals.
trade routes and be the biggest power in Asia. It's a tough
and you can tell the
competition,
difference.
and every step they take matters. To keep one-upping China, India is constantly taking several action steps. One of these steps is to buy fewer products from China. The government has added higher taxes on goods coming from China, like electronics or clothing. They've also set tougher rules for Chinese companies trying to invest money in India. For example, any Chinese investment now needs special approval, which slows down their influence.
Good, just
This
like how
helps
China be
India
doing
keep
for the rest of the
control over its own
world.
economy.
Fucking about goddamn time this shit started happening in China, dude. They've been doing this to the rest of the world for a fucking fat minute, dude. Like, they expect to, you know, export all their bullshit to our markets and shit. And, you know, they just expect us to be all Gucci with it. But then when we try to sell shit in their markets, it's like, you know, virtually impossible. Like, they literally make it virtually fucking impossible for you to sell anything in their markets. It's like, what? Like, literally, that's what I mean. It's rules for thee, not for me.
Instead of relying on China, India is focusing on making its own products. They started a plan called Make in India, which encourages companies to build factories inside the country. These factories make things like smartphones, medicines, and solar panels. Another plan, called the Production Linked Incentive Scheme, gives money to businesses that produce goods in India. For instance, companies making phone parts or electric car batteries get extra funds if they set up in India. This has led to more factories opening, especially in places like Gujarat and Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, it's a smart idea.
To this day, India has a big trade gap with China, spending about $85 billion more on Chinese goods than it earns from selling to them. By making more products at home, India is working to
Like,
shrink
I feel like
this
that
gap.
number should be, like, basically almost, for the most part, you know, like, equal. Like, what you know, sell to them versus what you buy from them. Like, obviously, whoever's buying more, you know, your shit should be, you know, like, obviously accommodate to, like, that situation. Like, if you're getting more shit from them, then, you know, your shit should be higher or lower, vice versa.
And depend less on China for everyday items. And India is not stopping at making its own goods. It's also reaching out to other countries to trade more. The government is working on trade agreements with places like the European Union, the United States, and Australia. These deals make it easier to sell Indian products like textiles or software and buy things like advanced machinery. They also focus on sharing technology, such as how to build better computers and getting materials like lithium for batteries. India is part of a group called the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, which includes countries like the United States, Japan, and South Korea. This group helps India find new suppliers for things like chips or steel, so it doesn't have to rely on China. For example, Japan and India are now working together on electric car parts. These trade partnerships make India's economy stronger and more connected to the world. They also help India become a key place for making goods, challenging China's role as the world's main factory. By building these global ties, India ensures it has many options for trade and isn't stuck depending on one country. Now let's talk about how India is making smart moves with its friendships around the world. India is part of groups like BRICS and the G20, where the most powerful countries meet to discuss global issues like trade or climate. In BRICS, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, India works hard to keep China from taking charge. They push for every country to have an equal voice in decisions, like how to fund new projects. In the G20, India focuses on making sure global trade stays fair and technology is shared evenly. This challenges China's
They're basically
efforts
like
to
the
control
US
these
over there in
areas.
the Middle East.
India is also building closer ties with countries that are cautious about China. For example, India is working with Taiwan to make computer chips. They're also studying artificial intelligence projects together. These partnerships help India grow its tech industry without needing China's help. India is also teaming up with countries in Southeast Asia, like Vietnam, Indonesia, and the Philippines. These nations are worried about China's actions in the South China Sea, where China claims large areas of water. India is helping by doing Navy exercises with these countries. They also hold meetings to talk about defense, like how to protect their coasts. For instance, India and Vietnam are sharing ideas on
I
building...
mean, yeah, dude, India's pretty fucking locked in, dude. They're not fucking around. As they should. Especially when you're dealing with a sneaky snack like fucking, you know, China or...
better ships. These efforts make India more important in the Indo-Pacific region, where many countries want to keep trade routes open and safe. This work connects to Quad, the group that includes India, the United States, Japan, and Australia. The Quad focuses on making sure the region stays fair, with no single country controlling everything. This is the opposite of China's ambition. See why Beijing hates India so much right now?
100%.
Through all these steps, India is building its strength to stand up to China. By making more goods at home and trading with countries around the world, India is relying less on China for its economy. At the same time, by working with global groups and building strong friendships, India is challenging China's power. These efforts are helping India become a major force in the world, creating a balance where it can hold its own. In the end, China's weapons and support have made this 2025 conflict way.
I mean, from everything that we've seen, India has always kind of, for the most part, been able to hold their own. Well, respect about them. They don't fucking, you know, beg for help and shit. They don't be asking for permission to, you know, defend themselves. I respect that shit.
Bigger than it might.
You fuck around, you find out.
Pakistan's jets,
As it should
missiles
be.
backed by China's tech and know-how, let them hit back hard at India, keeping the fight going even after a ceasefire was supposed to calm things down. China's got their own goals, keeping India busy and testing their gear. And whether Beijing is masterminding India's fall or just a super helpful friend to Pakistan, China's definitely a big reason this conflict is so intense. And it's changing the way India, Pakistan, and the whole world think about power in South Asia. But India is not going to fall easy, if at all. With a strong army, booming economy, and friends in high places, China just might bite off more than it can chew. At this point, it's plain to see that India and China's rivalry is more than just a battle of power. It's a contest that will define the future of Asia and the global order. The next few years will determine who emerges as the dominant force. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that was a pretty good fucking video, guys. Make sure to go like his shit and everything. Hold on. I think there was actually one more thing. I want to watch her. Yes, right here. Okay. Okay. Maybe the last
Pakistan
thing.
PM said that they won again? What? No, this is the victory from yesterday. No, I'm talking about the victory from today. It's 2 wins in a row. Yeah, I don't think that's happened. So as soon as his speech was over, Pakistan started shooting out more drones.
It just like gets better and better, dude. Like these guys just don't know when to quit, man.
Jesus Christ. So they just waited for it to be over? Is this Arma 3? No, this is from India.
Can you imagine, yo? Imagine you turn the contrast up a little and you saw all the pixels and shit. You saw like a Roblox character in the background. Yeah, you wish
It's
India
pretty
was on some
accurate, you
Pakistan
gotta
shit,
admit.
dude. Pakistan, I mean, fucking India came collect, dude. They came
Damn,
correct.
So they're just getting popped the fuck
They
off.
came to collect and came
This is
correct.
Battlefield gameplay? Maybe.
Called
I mean,
collect,
new Battlefield
motherfucker.
actually looks really good. I'm excited.
It's a new Battlefield. Yeah,
and,
that too.
What is this? Yeah, true. Yep, there it is. Yep, so true.
No idea what that
And
guy
this
just
is
said.
our forces, our scientists. Let's see here, full English speech. Where's the rest of it? And yeah, I don't know really if there's. By the way, the Pakistani army government encouraging terrorism. It will destroy.
I'm a stupid American.
Fuck. So this is what he said. Thirdly, we will not differentiate between the government sponsoring terrorism and the masterminds of terrorism. During Operation Sindor,
Yeah,
the world has
literally. If
again
you don't
seen
wanna
the
help, get
ugly
the
face
fuck
of
out of the way.
Pakistan.
You had your chance
when top
to, you know,
Pakistani army officers
try to
came to bid
co-op
farewell to
with
the
them.
slain terrorists. This is
Now it's
strong
either you help
bro,
or get
he
the
saw the
fuck
video.
out of the way.
And this is strong evidence of state-sponsored terrorism. We will continue to take decisive actions to protect India and its citizens from
Yep.
any threat.
Good
And,
shit.
India will not tolerate
not
any
back
nuclear
down.
blackmail.
Not
India
back
will
down.
strike precisely and decisively at
Fuck
the terrorist
yeah.
hideouts developing
Nice
under the
and
cover of
precise.
nuclear blackmail.
Hit 'em with
So
the
they
dice.
Just say, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
fuck
that's
'em.
good.
Right in the pussy.
And friends, we have defeated Pakistan every time on the battlefield. And at this time, an Operation
Said
Sindar
friends.
has added a new dimension.
Friends
we have
and
displayed our
colleagues.
capabilities in the deserts and mountains, and also proved our superiority in the new age of warfare.
During this operation, the
You winked us
credibility of
last
our
time, but this
made-in-India
time
weapons
we're gonna
were
be the
also
ones doing the
proven.
winking.
Today, the world is witnessing that 21st century warfare. The time has come for
21st
made in
century
India
warfare.
defense equipment.
Battlefield
Friends,
2042.
Our greatest strength is our unity against all forms of terrorism. This is certainly not the era of war, but this is also not the era of terrorism. Zero tolerance against terrorism is the guarantee for a better world.
I can respect
True.
that quote. Not the
way
era of
the
war, but also
Pakistani
not the
army,
era of
Pakistani
terrorism.
government are encouraging terrorism. It will destroy
We're
Pakistan
done with that.
one day. If Pakistan
shit.
wants to survive, it will have to destroy its terror infrastructure. There is no other way to peace. India's stance
Yeah,
is
same
very
thing with
clear.
Palestine, dude. If they want
Terror
to survive,
and
they
talks
gotta
cannot
fucking
go
start working
together.
with the other nations to
Terror
get these
and trade
terrorists out of their
cannot go
country.
together. Water and blood cannot flow together.
Can't be claiming to want to live in peace and then, you know, harbor a fucking terrorist.
Oh, that's clever because they were cutting off their water supply. Oh, that's very clever. Yeah, that's bars. It is. Today, I'd like to tell the global community that our stated policy has been if
What a
there are
fucking
any talks
goat,
with
dude.
Pakistan,
What a G.
it will be only on terrorism.
What a
That's
man.
it. Okay.
What a giga
Buddha
chad.
Karma, can show us the path of peace. The path of peace is through power.
No, that's
Humanity
what you
should
call
move
a
towards
lord.
Peace and prosperity. Every Indian should
Yes,
live
my
in
lord.
peace and can fulfill the dream of our spirit. Developed India. Let me see here. For this, it's very necessary for India to be powerful. It's also just necessary for the
100%.
power when
Don't
required. For the
negotiate
last
with
few days,
terrorists.
India has done that. Once again, I salute the Indian Army and the armed forces. I bow to the courage of every Indian and the oath of resolve for the people in India. Pakistan is Johnny Somali of countries, it seems.
Literally
Something
the
like that,
fucking
right? Why do
goddamn
you only
Johnny
consume
Somali.
Indian news?
It's a great
Because
analogy.
Pakistani
Can't believe I didn't think of that
news uses
first.
video game
And I was gonna make a
footage in
video
order
on
to
Johnny
create
Somali shit
credibility.
too.
They're known liars.
So apparently he's fucking
and
going to
I
jail
haven't
for
seen
31
a single
years.
piece of evidence that proves that Pakistan is, sorry, India
I'll
is
do
lying.
that tomorrow though.
It's that simple.
Yeah,
This
not
is
one
the
lick of evidence,
Pakistan
not one
Navy
smidgen,
not
not one
only used
loophole,
an
not
old
one
picture,
crumble.
but also morphed the submarine in the photo.
Not one marsupial.
Wait, what? Bro, what the fuck are
Just
they
not even a speck of evidence.
Why do you not look at? Why don't you look at their news? Why don't you look at their news? This is so biased. You're only looking at one side of the news.
I don't know why we're not looking at the fucking at Pakistan's news, because their news is fucking showing you Arma 3 footage, dude. They're like literally showing you CS:GO footage, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're really trying to look at the news and see a video from Chile from 2019 about a fire and trying to say that your government shot down a fucking plane? What do you even mean, bro? Look, but what is there even to watch on the news? I mean, the Prime Minister literally said himself, check fucking social media. He didn't say check the news. He said check social media. So what the fuck is even the news gonna know about this shit? So that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys can't even coordinate their bullshit together. So it's like, how are you telling us to fucking look at the news when this fucker just literally told us to look at the social media, and at the same time is telling us that the post on social media is made up. Like, it's not. It's like fucking fabricated. It's like this guy can't even fucking pick one, man.
Jeez, guys, I wonder why. They photoshopped the submarine in. Yes. It's obvious. Look at this.
Photoshopped the submarine.
There's this one, and then there's that one. They're literally photoshopping things. It's Pakistan's fault. I don't believe their news. They keep lying.
Yeah. It's literally their
They're
fucking
just
fault.
making up
You've done that
bullshit,
yourself.
man. I don't know how
You have
anybody
done
can buy
that
into
yourself.
this, but I guess they just keep doing it. I'm shocked, honestly, that it's happening. But I think some people, I actually don't understand why so many people are running defense for them. Pakistan lost.
Like, honestly, like, me either. Like, I had a couple of people like disliking my comments and shit. I mean, not disliking my comments, disliking my videos and shit. And then when I looked at my fucking demographics, like the analytics of my videos, I saw like, you know, a certain percentage of the people watching were like from Pakistan. Like, I'm literally not surprised that the people downloading my videos are from Pakistan.
Its projectiles from civilian locations. So when India
Sorry, dude, the
retaliates
truth
and
fucking
targets
hurts,
the
man.
launchers, they cause harm to civilian areas in order to play the victim card. So
Hey, look at you guys fucking scaring the dogs.
right. What a surprise. Yeah, that's loud, by the way. God
I
damn.
fucking scared the dog.
I guess I mean, yeah, sure. And it's part of the disinformation campaign. People are just being useful idiots. Yeah, I guess so. And
Useful
holy fuck,
troglodytes.
the dog's running away. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a civilian
Caught up with
area or
that.
not. I have no idea. So there's been a lot of people over in India that have been seeing the videos. I'll see if I can go ahead and show you guys this. So look at this here. So I'm actually we're making motion in Indian social media. Look at this. A lot of people are happy. Yep, he uses state fund media to dox conservative YouTubers. I don't know who that is. I mean, it's going to take me time to get around through everything, okay? So just try to be patient. First female viewer. Yeah, look at this. And
First
wow.
female viewer.
And since been here, and it's been going full Hindu, 8 arms, I guess, right? And new fan base unlocked. I mean, yeah.
New fan base
And so,
unlocked.
except
Yeah, thanks to all you guys showing love and
other
support from
English
India, yo.
channels of
Love you
India are
guys.
useless. We have such big audience. They should go global and offer an alternative to these leftist media houses. Man. Oh man. Just wait till India comes out with video games. Yeah, that would be nice.
That would
And,
actually be fire, like a fucking India Call of Duty. Like Call of, like, I don't know. What is, hold on. Fuck. Fuck. Can I spell right now? Yeah, like why can't they call it like fucking Call of the Bahariyata or whatever, however you say that, or Call of Cena, something. I don't know. They don't have like an official name. Indian Armed Forces, the IAF. Well, they should call it like, you know, Call of Duty IAF.
Let's see if there's any more. The one who is reacting at the bottom
Call
is
of
a
the
joker.
IAF.
True.
Call of the
True.
Indian.
Asmon
you
did
know,
great
armed
PR for us.
forces.
Many would say it's
That'd be
all
pretty
for
fire.
views.
I'd play that.
But even if it is, we're still thankful to him. Asmongold did more for us than any Desi YouTuber, Bollywood, etc. Asmon, the
Damn, even more than Bollywood, dude. No way.
savior.
Fuck
Oh
yeah,
my
Asmondo.
God.
Oh my
Isn't that
God,
crazy?
Becky, look at her Tunchi.
Glazing? Yeah, people are happy. Support and subscribe Asmongold.
I mean, yeah, when you're spreading the truth and shit, and you're, you know, showing actual card facts, and you know, you bring it to light, you're gonna fuck with that, yo.
Thank you, Asmongold. Oh my fucking God. Wow. Well, guys, there it is. He even called out Hassan. He is the best PR we got in the last few days.
He's the best PR we got.
So a lot of the Indian viewers are pretty happy about what I've been saying.
Dude, I think like everybody and their mom has been calling out Hassan. Like, you know how many videos I have on fucking Hassan already, dude? Like, I just started being consistent, like, literally this month. Like, for, like, only, like, probably, like, 14, 15 days. And I already have, like, 3 or 4 videos on Hassan, dude. Because this guy is just fucking, like, oh, my God. Like, I've seen Pegasus have multiple videos. Nuxnor, Asman, fucking... whatever that guy's name is.
And you know, I'm happy to see
Green
that.
Society
I
or some
appreciate
shit,
it.
or
And,
Secret
you know,
Society,
I support
forgot
you
what the
guys
fuck
for
it is.
sure. And again, also, you know, like, can you check and see how much your India viewership increased? Oh, do you guys want to see that? Sure, I can pull that up and show you
Mine's
right
like
now.
fucking 83%
Engagement. Let me
or
see if I
some
can
shit.
pull it up, and we can look right here. So this is my channel, and you guys can find out. So this is just exactly, and we're gonna learn more channels, categories. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe discovery. This could be it. Clips viewership, English, 18 plus. This is from other channels. Obviously, a lot of
It
people are
doesn't
gonna
show
be
you
coming
like
from
how on
Hassan,
YouTube, I'm
which
pretty
makes
sure.
sense.
From
And
Hassan.
okay, so we have India at 1%. India is at 1% for today, and this is from the last 30 days. Can I look at the stream summary of, let's say, 2 days ago? How about 2 days ago?
And do we have the stream summary and the analytics from there? Let's look at details.
Kind of want to skip over this analytic bullshit.
Wow. Are there? I'm not logged into my YouTube, so check and I look at it here on YouTube. Yeah, how are the India videos doing? I don't know. Asmongold, India. 1.7 million. 1.1 million.
Fire, dude.
Asmon speaking out
I wish
against
I could get my
rising
shit up
racism
to those
towards
numbers.
India.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, this is another 1.3 million.
But
800.
at the end of the day, it's not really the goal of this. The goal of this is to get this shit out there to as many people, so you know more people know the truth. More aware about this shit. You know, the more people are aware of what's going on in history and everything, you know, the more people are inclined to, you know, not repeat it and want to try to, you know, overcome adversity.
Asmon is being targeted. So these are Indian Army revealed this Saturday. Almost a million views.
See how quickly things change.
They're loving it. Yeah, they're fucking loving it. Asmongold reacts to rising hate towards India. So this is the same YouTube channel right here. I've been watching Asmon for 5 years now. 5 years now, and every day this guy gains more respect in my books.
This is like
and
about
this
the same
is me
time I've
talking
been
about
watching
rising
Asmon,
Indian
like
racism.
2019,
Oh, and then by
2020.
the way, this is me talking. Remember how I said that I talked about it?
People didn't suddenly have a flare-up of India.
There's been a lot of it. Yeah, Barry Stanton, remember him? Oh, there it is. It bled over from Canada. Look, I
It bled over from
apparently,
Canada.
right? But that's it. See, it's because of crypto culture. There's tons of memes about Indian employees. Yeah, right. Well, like either way,
Leftovers of
like
war.
I've seen so many photos of like people saying, "Oh, open up Google Maps. Anywhere you go on Google Maps in India, you can see a picture of like you can see garbage in it,
Yep.
right?" Like this has been going on for longer than 3 days. It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
So I was talking about this months ago. I was bringing this up months ago, even before any of this shit happened. And so, yeah, reacting to himself. Well, no, I'm reacting to myself to agree with myself.
Yeah,
to
dude. Like I saw
remind
somebody fucking commenting that I was like reacting to a reaction video. Well, guess what, buddy? This is about to be even more an inception for you. I'm reacting to him reacting to himself reacting to himself. How about that?
everybody that I was right.
I have topped your
Yeah, the tip
matrix.
too. Yeah, exactly. And I was always talking about.
I've
this,
thrown you
right? I was
further
saying
into
this-
the matrix
Yeah, look
now.
at this. Someone it's a Chinese propaganda, and I think it makes sense. Yes, exactly. My favorite streamer proving why he is the GOAT. That's why you're one of the Western streamers worth watching.
Yeah, I hope
Man.
I aspire to be like that one day.
Well, there it is.
There you go.
Brother,
there you go.
it's your time to shine. Post more
What's
of these
up,
clips.
brother?
We are losing narrative war. I love Asmongold.
Nay.
He's an amazing guy.
Nay, no, you're not, dude. I'm gonna make sure that you're not losing the narrative war. Every single time I get more information, you goddamn know by far. I mean, not by far. You goddamn gully know I'm gonna be fucking posting a video about it on YouTube.
And he tries to be fair to everyone. Do you know what I've really noticed a lot recently? Is that outside of America and the West, everybody loves me. China loves me. Japan loves me. India loves me. Pakistan probably doesn't like me so much right now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Fuck, the Middle East loves me. Like Saudi Arabia, Qatar loves me. Brazil loves me. It's really just a bunch of fucking, it's a bunch of liberal white people that hate me. That's it. That's the entire group of people that fucking hate me.
I mean, yeah.
Everybody else thinks I'm
Those
great.
tend to be the people that, you know,
And that's
obfuscate
what's
the
so
truth.
crazy to
and
me. Can you believe that South Korea? Yeah, they think. Yeah, remember
They're
the
usually a
those
part of the
South
rules
Korean
for me,
girls?
not
Yes,
rules for
exactly.
thee, not for me
How the
club.
fuck did this happen? North Korea? Well, I don't know how North Korea feels
That's
about
the
me,
sovereign
right?
citizens, if
But,
you will.
I don't know. It says a lot about the U.S., doesn't it? It's so funny to me that I'm probably one of the most pro-U.S. streamers, and I'm loved by most people outside of the U.S., and the people inside of the U.S. don't like me.
Yep.
That's crazy. Wow. What are the odds? Sweden loves you? Yeah, actually, that's true. There's a
It'd be
lot
like
of
that.
guys. Do I still have the analytics up? No, I don't. There's a lot of guys from Europe that watch the show. Like
Yeah.
a really, really large amount of them.
I can see that.
China only likes you because you like Black Myth Wukong. Well, they also like me because I have a weird face and I make weird faces. And I do funny things. Like, that's basically about it. Oh, it's the weird-looking white guy that does dumb things. Oh, I like him. He's funny. Like, I understand that
I don't
that's
know if
pretty
that's-
much the extent of it.
You know.
But I can appreciate that. That's fine. I'll take it.
That shit literally just reminds me of that scene from Black Lagoon where Revy walks up to Rock and she's like, I fucking hate coming here. Whenever I come here, the locals just look at me like I'm fucking retarded and just say, hey, Gaijin, Gaijin.
Okay, they love the eyebrows? Yes, exactly, the eyebrow guy.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully I've, covered everything for now. And, I hope this shit, gets settled. Oh, yeah, this is the guy. Sensitive Society. This is the guy I was talking about. The other guy has been fucking talking about Hassan and shit. Anyways. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for all the love and support that you guys have been fucking showing me. I definitely want to make sure to, get your guys' stories out there and, spread the truth of what's actually going on and say how it is. Shed a little light on it. If you watched, to the end of the video, fucking, I love you. I hope you, like, subscribe. Definitely make sure to subscribe, please. I'm trying to, make this channel, actually go somewhere. Spread this shit more out there so more people, are aware of fucking what's going on. Anyways, I hope you guys like this shit. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, if there's anything else that I should cover. But yeah, stay safe. Keep in touch. And see you guys in the next video, guys. Take care.